Good morning. Welcome to Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening Sunday morning service. Whoever you are, we're glad you're here. We believe we're at the right place at the right time. So sing with me. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here, and so is yours. It's so good to be together this morning. Just know that I am getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here, and so is yours. And so at this point in our service, if we were together, we would turn to one another and we would greet our neighbor, and now is no exception. So turn to the comment section of whatever platform you are viewing from and say good morning to someone on YouTube or on Facebook. Say good morning. Tag someone you want to have join you for the service, or just say, I miss you, or hey, I see the light in you. I see you for the light that you are. I see you for the love that you are. I see you for the light that you are. I see your light. I see your love. I see who you are. I see you for the light that you are. I see you for the love that you are. I see you for the light that you are. I see your light. I see your love. I see who you are. Can you claim that for yourself? Can you look within and say, I see you for the light that you are. I see you for the love that you are. I see you for the light that you are. I see your light. I see your love. I see who you are. Of the things that no longer serve me, I am letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. I am letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. I am letting go. I am healed, I am made whole. I am healed, I am made whole. Healed, I am made whole. Resting in the stillness of awareness, I recognize that I am always whole. Nothing to heal, only that to reveal. The true healing comes when we understand that we are inseparable from this divine, magnificent source of all creation. We're made whole in our awareness, through our awareness. So resting in the truth of oneness, recognizing that I am inseparable from this one magnificent divine intelligence. I speak this word this morning. And what I know for myself, I know for each of us. I'm claiming right here and right now that we are drawn together by divine appointment, that we are here by no accident, that we are here because something in each of us is pulling us together to stir and to spur us into action, to being a radical restructuring agent on this planet at this time. This is what I know for myself and what I know for Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening and all of our like-minded brothers and sisters on this planet, that we are here to be change agents for good. So as I speak this word, I know in my heart that I am not alone, that I am always and in all ways divinely guided, protected, and led, and that this truth is the same truth for each of us. And so I give thanks for this community coming together to be the change we wish to see. I give thanks for this day, for this service, as I release all of the details into the heart and mind of God, allowing that wholeness to be revealed. And so I invite you to just sit in the stillness and embrace those words for yourself. Embrace those words, that feeling of wholeness, of oneness, of connection, of purpose. And just breathe. Focusing on our breath, we rest and allow the music to wash over us in a moment of meditation. Gently breathing in, slowly exhaling, keeping focus on the breath. There is only one, expressing through the many. God, and our hearts are open to the love that's found right here, right now, right here, right now. We have come into the presence of God, and our hearts are open to the love that's found right here, right now. And our hearts are open to the love that's found right here, right now. Let's just breathe into that absolute truth. Feels good to breathe, doesn't it? Feels good to breathe consciously together. Yes. Right here, right now, we have come into the presence of love, the presence of God. I love that beautiful chant, that reminder that wherever we are, when we take the time to take that deep breath, that centering breath, we remember the truth that right here, right now, we've come into the presence of love, expressing the one, expressing as the many. Love, love, love that. I remember that when I first went into a Science of Mind Center in 1998, maybe 99, I think it was 98, I felt like it was coming into the presence of love in a way that I'd never known, and coming into the presence of truth, like something really hit me, and hit me right there on my Kali Ma, Hindu goddess of transformation. I've been wearing it for a lot of years, lots of change. That's what I'm talking about today, actually, is change. But anyway, I went into this center, and felt like I had come home to a teaching, to a truth, to a love, to the presence within me. So here I was, I applied the Science of Mind teaching, this life-affirming teaching that says, as within, so without. Focus on what your predominant feeling and thinking nature is emitting into the world and therefore attracting back to you, and watch what happens. And things started to happen. It was really cool. I started to see some order and some things falling into place. And then, boom. Boom. That's all I can say. Then I learned a new phrase. Well, two phrases really. The first one from my teacher, Dr. Reverend Lisa Stewart, was, change is good, honey. And I was like, have you seen my life? I'm not sure I agree. But out of that came the phrase that I'm really talking about, and that is divine discontent. She said, oh, just relax. It's okay. It's just divine discontent. That's what Richard Rohr describes as, when he's talking about in his book, Falling Upward, he talks about order, disorder, and reorder. So that place of disorder, when things seem to be falling apart and a mess and chaos and COVID, hello, that's the divine discontent. Those times when we are not quite sure what's trying to grow us and grow through us and express as us. We just know we have that ever available call for the more moving through us. And so that is the divine discontent. And speaking of COVID, let's use that as an example. Pre-COVID, we had order. We did, more than what seems like order now. It wasn't a great order, mind you. There were people that were completely unaware of things that go on in this country. And those of us who thought we were aware weren't nearly as aware as we are now, right? We didn't have a spotlight on police brutality and injustices to Black people, and trans lives and LGBT lives and LGBTQ lives. And we didn't have the spotlight on the fact that healthcare being available for everyone is really important. Get a pandemic in place and see how quickly we realize that. But so even though we didn't have a great order, we had order. And then COVID happens. And then that's like our soul's cry for the more, our soul crying, wake up, see what you're doing to each other and to the planet. Let's do something different. And that takes us to reorder, which is what we're in right now. We're in the reorder. We're in the reorder phase. But, you know, I like Richard Rohr and everything, and I like this order, disorder, reorder concept, but I prefer restructure. I prefer the word restructure for the couple of reasons. The main reason is when I think of reorder, I think of going to my Amazon cart and I go to my buy again and hit reorder something. I don't want to reorder the order we had before. When people say, let's get back to normal, no, normal wasn't good enough. We're here to express a greater degree of livingness for ourselves and for everyone. So it's not about pressing the button and getting more of that. No. It's a restructuring. That's what we're talking about. You know, we've looked at how can we release what we don't need and embrace what we are here to be. And we talked a lot about that in March and April. Can you believe it's been 5 months? 5 months. Wow. Right at 5 months since we were together in person. Whew. But we talked in that beginning in March and April, we talked about, I remember giving talks about the new normal and a new earth and being the change and all these things. And I still believe that. And the part we're in right now is the restructure, the reordering, the restructuring. The restructuring means building a new paradigm. It means absolutely sticking to it. And if you're hearing my voice right now and thinking that something inspired you 5 months ago and you meant to do that, and you're thinking, shoot, I meant to get around to that, it's okay. You still can. Because did you get around to treating yourself as a priority? Did you get around to treating yourself with love? Did you get around to treating yourself with respect, with your self-talk? You see, because that is building a new paradigm for many people. That is creating a new paradigm within personally, a new paradigm. And we can't possibly impose a new paradigm on the world from the old paradigm that we each individually were living. If we want a new world, we have to be a new us. Yes? So, yeah, shoot, I meant to get around to that. Well, let's do that now. How about the other thing that we talked about 5 months ago, and that is how it's bringing us closer to our community and our neighbors and how we just feel called to be there for each other. Do you know your neighbor's name? Do you know how they're doing? How are you doing it? How are you doing with that? Some may be doing exceptionally well, and others may be choosing to pull the covers over their head. I understand that urge, but let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's do it now. Let's create the new paradigm in our own neighborhoods, in our communities, in our families. And how about the new paradigm of learning something? Are you committed? Are you still committed to learning something new about the injustices in the world and how we can be the solution in it? Or are you saying, shoot, I meant to get around to that? Let's get around to that now. Who and how we are individually becomes who we are and how we are globally. That's just the way it is collectively. So we have to do the work to change our inner paradigm before we can change the outer. So thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of a radical restructuring of planet Earth, a radical restructuring of our world. That's what we are in the middle of in this reorder phase. This restructure phase is a radical restructuring of the world. When I think of the word, restructure, I think of business, right? It's a term often used in business to mean let's restructure this thing to make it more profitable and serve the organization better, right? How can we make life more profitable and serve the organization better? But how can we make life more profitable and understand profit is not about, in this sense, it's not about money. It's about everything. Money's in there, but it's everything. How can we make life better, work better for everyone. Restructuring. And then, of course, the word radical is just going above and beyond. Let's just see, how much can we do? How far can we reach? How much are we committing to? Man, it's such a weird time. I know it's such a weird time, but there are some really great, cool things that are happening. I know, for one, I feel closer to my ministerial and music colleagues now than probably ever. I watch so many services every week. I'm watching House of Love and Light Asheville. I'm watching Center for Spiritual Living Kelowna, Center for Spiritual Living Eugene, Unity of Calgary, Unity of Savannah, Wilmington. Like I'm catching all these different services from these people that I love and that fill me up. I'm also getting, concerts right and left. Amy Steinberg, Laura Berman, Eddie Watkins Jr., Gary Lynn Floyd, just constantly soaking it up. So I'm grateful for the part of the restructuring that is that deeper connection. And there's also the deeper connection with family and friends. I've had more time to just porch sit, and talk with family and with friends. And it feels wonderful. I've been blown away by the way that our community continues to find ways to connect with one another and to stay connected and also to be plugged into the greater community in the Charlotte and surrounding areas. Excuse me. And that's important, right? There's power in that because together we amplify the good. Together, when we come together, we amplify the good. Remember in Matthew 18:20, Jesus said, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, I am there among them." Where 2 or more are gathered, I am there, right? Pardon me. Where 2 or more are gathered, I am there. And I remember growing up, every single prayer ended with, "In Jesus' name," right? In the name. When they're gathered together in my name, I am there. When they pray in my name, I am there. So let's think about this. Jesus, the Christ, the anointed one, Yeshua, this person that was a way shower, is saying, do this thing called life, how I'm showing you to do it, and you will feel the presence, my presence, or the presence of the divine. You will feel that presence of the divine. So let us come together in Jesus' name. Let us pray in Jesus' name. In other words, in the same exact way of revealing the combination of that human and divine self. He saw the importance of both and lived the importance of both. That coming together metaphysically of the body and the soul. That place, as Ernest Holmes said, of being an inlet and an outlet for God. Let us come together in that nature. That's what he represented. He also represented his understanding of his sonship. His understanding, as I said in this morning's prayer, of the connection, the oneness, the knowing that the one that created all expresses through each of us. He understood that sonship, that coming together. He also knew and lived and expressed that nothing was more powerful than the infinite. Nothing was more powerful than the infinite. So that takes me back to the Science of Mind teaching that we teach here. And of course, to the affirmative prayer steps. For those of you who are new or need a reminder, I'll list them for you. First is recognition. Second is unification. Third is declaration, then thanksgiving, and then release. So recognizing what? I recognize that there's only one power and presence expressing through all of its creation. And therefore, step 2, I am one with it. Step 3, so I align, allow, I claim. That's where we insert our affirmation step, something spoken in the first person present tense that we claim as so right here, right now. And then fourth, we say thank you because we are convinced in advance that's already so in the mind and the heart of the divine. And then we let it go. We let it go and let it be so. So examples of step 3 could be like Myrtle Fillmore. I'm a child of God and I do not inherit sickness. Maybe it's finances. I am living and moving and breathing and having my being in the abundance of the divine. I express easily in this material world. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Maybe it's relationships. I am in harmony with life and therefore I'm in harmony with all relationships. My relationships are harmonious, nurturing, mutually fulfilling and respectful. Maybe it's purpose. I am a purpose-led, passion-filled individual. I'm just spouting these out, but they work. So I love affirmations. They are, affirmations, man, I want to say more power to them, but I want to go back to steps 1 and 2 in just a minute. But first, thank you, Louise Hay, right? She had an affirmation that was, I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I said it every day, all day, had it Post-its everywhere for years. It's still one of my favorites. I believe it changed my life. It changed me from the inside out. So I love affirmations, but I'm going to tell you that when you really spend time steeping like tea in steps 1 and 2, there's only one, and I am one with it. Steeping in that's the gateway to a higher consciousness. That's a gateway to empower those affirmations, right? That is what is so needed. We oftentimes, when we want to skip to the step 3, when you want to skip to the step 3, that could be called the gimme step. Gimme, 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 God. Gimme, gimme, gimme. So don't make your prayers be about gimme. Please, don't waste your prayers with a to-do list for God or a grocery list, right? Although, give it up. I'm saying, by all means, give it over. But at the same time, don't let your prayer work be only about that. We are affirming, yes, we're affirming that it's God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. And so we receive all these wonderful things that we want to live and to do and to be and to have. Yes, and we are so much more than that. We're here to express as something so much bigger, and that is our awareness of this power and presence moving through us, expressing has us that oneness, that steps 1 and 2, so important, can't overemphasize it. You see, because the infinite has no problems. So when we stay steeped in that 1 and 2, we're in the mind and heart, the reality of the divine, not our little r, but the capital R reality, not in our little r, which is like our story. So speaking of stories, here I was at the Light Center in Black Mountain in the dome, the beautiful dome, knee to knee with one of my teachers, David Leonard, sobbing my face off. This was a long time ago. Having another experience of divine discontent, having what I thought was a dark night of the soul at the time. Sobbing, middle of the sob, the ugly cry. All of a sudden my tears turned to joy. I'm not kidding. It turned to joy. And I eked out, God has no problems. And he started to laugh, and I started to laugh, and we're both crying, and we're laughing, and we're praying. You see, he asked me to go ahead and lead and speak my prayer, and so I'd been in step 1 and 2, and I couldn't get out of that. Thank God, because staying in that helped me click into that awareness that, wait a second, just release. Just release. Just release. God has no problems. I'm not going to stick with that story that I do. I'm going to align with a greater truth. For it was Emerson, that said, it is only the finite that has wrought and suffered. The infinite lies stretched in smiling repose. Or, as David would paraphrase, this is the way he says it, which I love so much. He says, it's only our finite self, our egoic mind, that wails and suffers, while the infinite presence lies stretched in smiling repose at the center of our being. Yeah. All the suffering that we experience is a resistance to what is. David's always reminding me of that, still to this day. Once my teacher, always my teacher. He and Lisa loved them dearly. That's why he suggested all these Jeff Foster books that I've been teaching from that I love so much, like The Deepest Acceptance, because it's actually the path to change. I know it sounds so passive, but it's not. The deepest acceptance is actually about a path to change, because when we accept and surrender into that which is, we are simultaneously doing our work to embody what we wish to see. Yeah. It's actually a path of action, because the work is taking place on the inside. Neville Goddard quote that I love so much. He says, the world is yourself pushed out. The world is yourself pushed out. The quote goes on to say, ask yourself what you want and then give it to yourself. Do not question how it will come about. Just go on your way, knowing that evidence of what you have done must appear, and it will. The world is yourself pushed out. I would add to that, though, ask yourself what the world needs and give it to the world. First give it to yourself and then express it into the world. Because we live in a reflective universe. It starts with us. What we believe about ourselves comes back to us in our relationships. I'll say that again. What we believe about ourselves comes back to us in our relationships. What we believe about the world comes back to us as our world. So what within me needs to change when you're in the space of divine discontent, when you're in a space of being part of the radical restructuring of planet Earth? What within me needs to change to be the solution walking? What within me needs to change? What do I need to release? What do I need to embrace? And where can I take action and stick to that action? On my personal website and my business cards, my personal business cards, I've always, for a long time anyway, I've had this statement, a statement of being, I guess, making a difference in the world by being different in it. If we want a different world, we have to be different. It's, it sounds like a no-brainer, but we have to be different. So how can we be different? What within me needs to change? What is the highest calling of my heart? And am I standing for that? What are the highest callings? There's more than one, right? But what's the highest calling and am I standing for it? Representative John Lewis. So much that I could use to talk and teach from that man's life. But there's a quote that he used to say, and I love it. It's, answer the highest calling of your heart and stand up for what you truly believe. Answer the highest calling of your heart and stand up for what you truly believe. So I ask you, do you believe in social justice? Do you believe in restoration and reparations for our Black communities? Do you believe in inclusion, diversity, respect, and dignity for our Black and brown brothers and sisters, for our LGBTQ children and adults? Do you believe in that for our Muslim, our Jewish, our Christian, our Baha'i, our Buddhist, our Hindu, our Wiccan, all of our communities? Do you believe in this world that works for all? And what within me needs to change to be the solution for that? What within me needs to change? We had just a little while back, we had a press conference, the Charlotte Clergy Coalition for Justice that I'm a member of. We had a press conference calling for a reimagining of our police here in Charlotte that serves all of our city, a reimagining so that this CMPD serves all of our city. And one of the highlighted items that we kind of take things and divide them up and we each speak to a point. And one of the points that I'm very passionate about and I end up speaking about a lot is the fact that chemical agents are illegal in war. That's a war crime. And yet tear gas these chemical agents are used on our citizens. So I get really passionate about that, right? So what's the highest call of your heart and stand for that, what you truly believe. That's one thing, because it goes back to, it speaks to that dignity and respect and honoring and caring for all of our brothers and sisters. That has to stop. And then there's, I'm passionate about the differences and the connection across differences. And that's why I work with interfaith. I'm passionate about an LGBTQ youth having someone that tells them, I love you, and having a safe place to land. And that's why I support Time Out Youth here in Charlotte. I'm passionate about restoration and reparations for our Black community. That's why I support Charlotte, the Restorative Justice Charlotte, right? So it's not enough just to make an affirmation or to make a declaration. We have to be that action in the world. I believe that. To stand for it and to be in action of it. I don't know all the things I believe yet. I don't know all the things I stand for yet, but I'm open. I'm open to continue as long as it follows that inner compass of love and joy and harmony and dignity and respect, cooperation and kindness. That's what we need to fall back on during times of divine discontent, is understanding, first of all, that it's a time of change, so what within me needs to change. I keep saying that. It's the Kali Ma, the Hindu goddess of transformation, speaking through me. We stand for it. We stand for it. releasing what doesn't serve, embracing what does, and being the action for it. I'm an integral part of the radical restructuring in this world. Affirm that with me. I'm an integral part of the radical restructuring in the world. I am an integral part of the radical restructuring in the world. It's time for a radical restructuring. It's time not for a refilling of our previous order, but for a restructuring. It's time to be stirred and spurred into action. Stirred and spurred into action. I've not been able to release those words since our press conference when Rabbi Dusty finished us off with, at the press conference, with a Jewish prayer. Not sure I'm saying these words correctly, but Barak atah Adonai Makadesh HaShabbat. This Jewish prayer I'll share with you now. Disturb us, Adonai. Ruffle us from our complacency. Make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, the physical and spiritual poverty of humans. Shock us, Adonai. Deny to us the false Shabbat, which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred. Wake us, O God, and shake us. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the borders of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred into action. A time to be stirred and spurred into action. Yes, let us be stirred and spurred into action. Let us use our divine discontent to stir and spur action within ourselves, within our world, not close our eyes and rest and think, oh, I'll just wake me up when this is over, when things go back to normal. No, we're not reordering that. We are restructuring. Let us be stirred and spurred into to being an integral part of this radical restructuring of the planet. Let's don't focus on the discontent of the phrase divine discontent. Let's focus on the divine moving through. Let us commit to truly embodying the truth of steps 1 and 2 of treatment. There's only one. It's moving through. I'm always with the divine by many names. I'm always with it. And with God, all things are possible. I'm an integral part of this radical restructuring, and with God, it's possible. So as Rumi said, don't go back to sleep. Take action. Out of the disorder, let us restructure a world of kindness, inclusion, diversity, respect, love, and cooperation. Let's remember that if we want to be different, if we want our world to be different, we have to be different in it. And to ask the question, what within me needs to change? Did I ask that enough today? What within me needs to change? Then embrace your new personal paradigm. Commit to it, hold to it, be it. And we will push out a new world. And so it is. Thank you. Well, I was just getting comfortable in my new space. Planted flower beds and painted the ceilings, rearranged the place. Knocked down a wall, added on a room. Didn't think it'd be time to move on so soon. it said that discontent is to be considered divine. And even if we haven't seen it that way, that there's always time to search avenue after avenue and every angle to find what it is we're supposed to see there in our mind's eye. And I'm thinking that there is always change. There is always change. There is always change. Oh, yeah, there is always change. There is always change. There is always change. When change is good. Maybe this illusion of discontent is what keeps us forever pushing on. Grateful but seeking, never growing, complacent with life's song. There is always change. There is always change. There is always change. When change is good. May not look like it, but it's always good. Like it or not now. And so to our kids, we want you to know that we are thinking about you and that we are working on how to bring you into the service. This new technology world of new technology is definitely new to us. So just know that it's in the works and we are thinking about you and we love you and we miss you. So we also want you to know that we see you, we hear you, we appreciate you, and we love you just the way that you are. And now it's time for our conscious giving. We're so grateful for each and every one of you who give so generously to this community. Thank you. Join me in saying our conscious giving affirmation. Divine love, moving through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the good in my life. What is mine to give? What is mine to do? All I want is to share myself with you. So I stand here asking, what can I do? What is mine to give? I give it to you. What is mine to give? What is mine to do? All I want is to share myself with you. So I stand here asking, what can I do? What is mine to give? I give it to you. What is mine to give? What is mine to do? All I want is to share myself with you. So I stand here asking, what can I do? What is mine to give? I give it to you. I give it to you. Ah, yes. That's our question to ask the world. All right, y'all. We have a couple of announcements for you. Please pay attention to the announcement screen coming up now. And sing along with me if you know this one. I have all I need. I am safe. I easily receive. I easily give it away. It's the circle of love, the circle of life. Wonderful, another wonderful Amy Steinberg song this morning. Here we go. I have all I need. I am safe. I easily receive. I easily give it away. Let's do that again. I have all I need. I am safe. I easily receive. I easily give it away. It's a circle of love. It's a circle of life. The circle of love is a circle of life. I have all I need. I am safe. I easily receive. I easily give it away. It's a circle of love. It's a circle of life. The circle of love. Circle of life. I have all I need. Yes. Yes, we do, and so it is. And thank you. Thank you for being part of my journey, part of this morning, part of this service. And so now let's join together in our closing song and just let the love wash over us. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. And please remember to be gentle with yourself and let the grace wash over you. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We love you, we bless you, and we thank you. Have a wonderful week, y'all. Take care.